Want to stay flexible and keep moving? Sure you do. We all do. Hi, I'm Robin, in for the Senior Center today for a mat stretch class for us. We want to keep moving, so we need to stay flexible and fluid and loose and able to bend down and reach up and do all those things that make us functionally safe as we're doing them as well. So today I'd like to remind you that we're still virtual, and we appreciate any donations that you might be able to make to the Senior Center, either online or drop an old-fashioned check in the snail mail. But either way, we're grateful to have these opportunities to bring brain-body balance and yoga and mindfulness and stretch classes to you in the comfort of your own home. So be comfortable. I'm on a mat. If you don't have a mat, a carpet is fine. If you want to put a beach towel down, maybe just something to be comfortable. One thing that I usually use, and I think I'll use today too, is our band with handles to help with our leg stretches. And if you don't have one of those, I always recommend the king size pillowcase. But something else that I mentioned a couple of sessions ago is when we put our heads down, sometimes it's helpful to have a yoga block or to roll up maybe a beach towel or maybe a small towel to put between your forehead and the floor or your forehead and the mat. That's something else that you might want to consider next time we're together. Water, always be sure to have water. Stay hydrated. Cheers. I have to drink water while we do this because I'm talking the whole time, but you also should stay hydrated. Even though the weather's cooling down, very often we don't get enough to drink. Sometimes if you're hungry, it may actually be a trigger that you need to drink, that you're thirsty. Your body might think it's hungry, but what it really needs is fluids. So consider that as well. So, okay, what else? Things to remember. Modify anything if it's bothering you. If it hurts, don't do it. It should be gentle pressure, never pain. Those of you who have made knee or hip joint replacements or shoulder replacements, be mindful of what your doctors told you to do in terms of modifications, or maybe just skip the exercise altogether and we'll eventually move on to something else. An example is I'm starting crisscross. I like to sit that way. I'm comfortable this way, but if you want to extend your legs, feel free to do that. Let's see. Just feel free to take a break if you need it. You can always just take a break and maybe go to a little piece of heaven or hug your knees to your chest and just relax for a minute. Come back and join us when you're ready. All right. Okay, so let's get started. Engage your core first. You know I'm all about posture. Put your belly button into your spine. Sit up nice and tall. Roll your shoulder blades into your back pockets, okay? And that's where they live. All right, ready? Let's sweep the arms up as you inhale and just sort of slow things down. I feel like I'm talking very quickly today. So, and then exhale. So I'm going to slow myself down. All right, here we go again. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, release the arms down. Good, and if it's available to you, it doesn't bother your neck, you can look up with your inhale. Face to the sky, and then exhale. And let's add a big shoulder roll to this, all right? So front, up, back, and down. Again, sweep the arms with a deep breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. And a big shoulder roll. And how about 2 or 3 more just shoulder rolls? Good. 2. Inhale, exhale. 1 more. And relax. Nice. Sweep the arms up 1 more time. Stay this time. We're going to start with tricep stretches today. So if it's available to you, if you're flexible enough to just drop one hand down behind your back and help pull the elbow toward the back to stretch the back side of your arm, that's great. Your other option would be to bring your arm to the front, bend the hand in, and then just use the opposite hand to help press it up and back a little bit. We're going to pause here. Still breathing, always mindful of your breath. Still trying to sit up as tall as possible and keep that good posture. We like to hold our stretches typically for at least 3 long, good breaths. And nice work. Release by reaching both arms, and then either drop the one arm down and pull back, or just drop it behind your head, and we'll switch sides. Oh, I was going to lean over a little bit, and I forgot to do that. All right, so we'll do it now. Start by just taking a good breath, and exhale, sitting up as tall as you can, and then just maybe just a gentle twist, a little bend to the side, just a little gentle bend. So my left arm is up, the gentle bend is to the right, and I just realized I forgot to put in my earbuds. So you all stay right where you are. I'm going to grab my earbuds. I was probably talking loud enough for you anyway, but just in case. All right, and then we'll go back from here, back up to center, up, switch to the other side since we forgot to do the little side stretch, and take it over to the side. Good. One more time, both arms go up with a big deep inhale. And as you release, just let your hands fall in front of your knees and roll back. So pull your belly button into your spine, and we're going to just dip into a seated cat-cow by rolling and curling, eyes to thighs. Make your spine into a C curve. That's your angry cat from a seated position. And then inhale and lift up, chin up, chest up, shoulder blades back and down. If it bothers your neck to look up, you're welcome to look straight ahead. Just lift your chest as much as you can. Exhale, one more time. Scoop under, pull back. Inhale up. And one last time. Exhale, scoop under. And bring everything back up into a neutral position. We're going to go for a swim first thing this morning, all right? Big freestyle with your right side. Let's just do one side at a time today. So reach all the way back, up and forward, loosening up those shoulders, still breathing, inhaling and exhaling. One more time. Nice. And then let's reverse it, all right? Reach up and back and around. Up, back, and around. Good. And release. Well done. Let's do the other arm. I think we started with freestyle. So reach to the back first. Here's your inhale. And as you come around, here's your exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And around. And reverse. Sweep the arm up, back, and around. Good. Inhale up, back, around. Again. Up, back, and around. All right, releasing. Good. Let's work a little bit with our wrists and our carpal tunnel areas today. We do a lot of this with our feet and our ankles, but let's do our arms today. So I want you to take your right hand and place it and just push it out in front of you like a stop sign. And then take your left hand and gently bring the fingertips back towards your body. Stretching the underside of your forearm, right? These extensor tendon muscles. Keep breathing. Try to maintain your good tall posture. Good. And now release and come the other way. So you're going to point your fingers down, right? In this direction. And gently with the other hand again, bringing the wrist back towards your body. Looks like this from the side. If anyone has ever suffered from tennis elbow, right in this area, this tendonitis, this is a great stretch. And I'm going to release my other hand and just open the fingers, close and make a tight fist. Open the palm, close, make a tight fist. One more time, open, close and make that tight fist, and shake it out. Great. All right, left side. Stop sign first. And then I'm going to reach toward the base of where my fingers actually attach to the palm, not so much the tips of my fingers, right? Get right up in here. Breathe. And then release and reverse. So point your fingers down this time. Down and back towards your body. You might try actually twisting the hand just a little bit so your pinky finger goes up toward the ceiling. Sometimes that gets a little bit deeper into this extensor tendon stretch. Still breathing. And release. And then open that palm super wide. Close, make a tight fist. Open. Close, make a tight fist. One more, open. Close and make that tight fist. Shake it out. Great, good job. All right, let's extend the legs out in front. Bring your hands to your sides if you'd like to help yourself maintain that tall posture. If you're getting a little bit fatigued in your core area. Actually, I'm going to turn it a bit of an angle. That makes it a little bit easier, okay? We're going to flex and point the feet, okay? So good flex, good point, good ankle flex, good point. Two more. Good. Now flex and hold, and we're going to do our toes a little differently today. I want you to open your toes. Okay, this is an interesting one to demonstrate. Okay, I want you to open your toes as wide as you possibly can. Splay your toes open as if you're like my fingers, and then close them together. Great. All right, do that again. I know it's kind of a Simon Says, and how do you pat your head and rub your tummy at the same time, but try opening your toes as wide as you can and closing them back together again. We're going to do that 2 more times. Open and close. Close your toes. Open. Sit up tall. Close your toes. Now, curl your toes down and then lift them back. Curl your toes down together. Lift them back. This is another helpful plantar fasciitis stretch and move. Good. And then open. Trying to design to keep the bottom of the feet from tightening up too much. So we're going to, one more time, curl the toes and open and pull back and relax. Good. Maybe just bounce those knees out a tad. Okay, great. While we're seated, we're going to go to our single leg twist session today for your spine. Be careful if you have osteoporosis. You want to be gentle when you do any kind of spinal rotation. Turning this way, it's a little bit easier for me. Okay, so you're going to sit up nice and tall. Let's start by bending the right knee. Right, the left leg is strong and straight. I'm flexing my left foot, and I'm going to turn the knee open. I'm going to drop my knee down, and you can either put your the sole of your foot right along the inside of your calf. Okay, or above the kneecap. You want to stay away from your joints. So if you're very flexible here, you can open it all the way out to the side, right? Like this. This is where I am from your viewpoint, all right? That's where I am to the side. Either of those options are great. Let's take a deep breath in, sweep the arms up. Exhale, and we're going to fold it forward, and then bring it back up again. And one more time, inhale, lift. Fold it forward, closing the gap between your tummy and the top of your thigh. Place your hands to the mat with a flat back and just walk your fingers away from your body and try to maintain that nice flat back posture. If it's available to you, you can grab your foot. Okay, if you have your king size pillowcase, you can put it underneath the bottom of your foot. I'm trying to get us into the calf muscle a little bit more by really pulling back on the toes. If you have a band with handles, you can use that. I don't love it because it doesn't really pull back from the top of the foot. You have to hold it down at the bottom. But if you decide to do that, it works. Just be careful not to let go of it so that it slips up and hits you in the face. Don't want that to happen, okay? So if you can reach it on your own, that's fine. Or your pillowcase, or even maybe a small hand towel. That's also a good one. We're just going to pause here and do some deep breathing. Tighten up your quadricep muscle, pull the back of the knee down toward the mat. So if it's starting to pop up, I want you to really press it down into the mat, strengthening your quadricep muscle too. Good. Continue to breathe. How about on your next exhale, we round over, nose to knee. I'm going to let go of my foot and then walk my hands back to my body, lifting the torso as I go. All right, great job. Good hamstring warm up. We're going to take this bent knee, it's your right leg, cross it over your left leg. All right, so take your right foot, cross it over your left knee. The left arm comes out into T position. The left arm is out. The left arm is the one that comes around and hugs the knee. So we're going to hug the knee in as tightly as we can, starting to feel a good stretch in your right cheek. Okay, sit up tall. Take your right arm forward and then open the hand, turning around as you go. Again, if you've got osteoporosis, you want to be careful and gentle when you're doing any kind of spinal rotation. Pausing here. If it bothers your neck, to look back at your hand, stay neutral and look forward. And as an extra option, you can take that right thumb, run it down your spine, place your palm on the floor at the base of your tailbone and lift up a little bit taller. Still hugging that knee in tightly. And then exhale, unwind, come back around to center, and we'll regroup. All right? Extend your right leg. Bend your left knee. My right leg, my right foot is flexed. Try to sit up tall. You can either leave that foot, again, right around the calf area, or if you're more flexible in your hips, you can bring it up. Okay, I'm going to keep it down on this side just to demonstrate, especially if you've had a hip replacement. All right, so sweep the arms up and inhale. Exhale, we're just going to kind of bend forward, let the fingertips brush the mat, come back up again. Sweep up. Exhale down, and we're going to hold here and pause. Bring your hands to the mat. Try to keep your back flat. Just walk your fingertips down, closing the gap between your belly and your thigh. Back up in here again. If you want to add the towel or the pillowcase or your hand to the extended leg, pulling back on that foot, really pushing through your heel and getting a good stretch in the back of your calf and the bottom of your foot. Keep breathing. On your next exhale, round forward, nose to knee. And release, hands to the mat. Walk back, lifting your torso. Come back to your starting position, and then take that left knee and that left foot, cross it over the right knee. Okay, so left foot crosses over the right knee. Your right arm comes out into T position, and the right arm comes all the way around and hugs the knee in nice and tight, sitting up super tall. Think of a flagpole from the top of your head down to your tailbone. Reach forward with your left hand this time, and as you follow your left thumb around and hold, here's your last option is to take your left thumb, run it down your spine, place your palm at the base of your tailbone, sit up a little bit taller, keep turning, keep hugging that knee, keep breathing. And on your next exhale, release the stretch, come all the way back around, uncross your legs. We're going to make our way down to our back. I'm going to roll down to your back. I need to pause for a sip of water. I hope you join me. Cheers. And I'm going to scooch forward a little bit on my mat. You can get down any way you want to. Be sure you've got your band nearby or your pillowcase so that you can reach it. But I'm going to start by sitting with my hands behind my knees and tuck back, curl, roll, and hold for just a minute. Now, if this doesn't work for you, you can go ahead and make your way down to your back. I'm going to lift up, use your core, strong, tall. One more time, curl the tailbone under, round back, and this time I'm going to go all the way back. All right, I'm going to come all the way to my back, so roll all the way down. Give yourselves a little bitty hug around your shins. Try not to be your knees, around your shins. Okay? And then draw some circles with your knees, all right, so that you're rolling around through your low back, and you can just feel your whole, that you're touching all those different points as you roll around through your low back. Breathe. Reverse. Inhale, exhale. Good. And just hold. From here, we're going to place the feet on the floor directly in front of your hips. Okay? So, from this position, right, instead of having my feet together or too far apart, where my knees are knocking together, I want everything in a straight line. I want your toes, your ankles, your knees, and your hips all to be in the same line, right? We're going to do some slow bridges. We have arm position choices for bridges. Now, as we lift the hips and go up into a bridge, the primary stretch is going to be through your abdominal muscles and your hip flexors, which are right here where everything joins together. But you're also going to get a strengthener for your hamstrings and your glutes and your low back. So it's a really nice exercise. We will not do it quickly. Here are your arm choices. Nice and stable with your palms by your sides, pressing down into the mat to give you some help and stability. That's one option. Another option is to bring them out to the side in T position. And then one that we don't do very often, but which is a really good one for an opener, is to bend from the elbows and bring your fingertips just above your ears. And we'll call this one the diamond position because of the way the elbows are, right? I'm going to stay in this position for now just so you can see that. And I think you'll be able to see the movement better as well. All right, dig those heels in. Be sure your feet are flat to the floor. Start by pressing your belly button down, pressing your low back into the mat and tilting your hips up, okay? So you've just curled your hips off the floor and then you're going to slowly raise and lift. You're going to just lift your lower torso. Be sure that you can fit a fist between your chin and your chest so that you haven't gone all the way back up under your neck and you've cut off your windpipe and got too much pressure on the back of your neck. I want you to stay at the top of your shoulder blades in the back, okay? So right here, you should be able to feel a stretch in the front, right? And a strengthener in the back. This all tightened up and holding. One more good breath. And then starting at the top, right, which is really the base of your cervical spine. We're going to start to lay one vertebrae at a time down onto the mat. See if you can articulate the spine, that is to place literally one vertebrae at a time back down on the mat, through your thoracic spine, down to your lumbar, your low back touches, and then as you release at the bottom, you feel your tailbone come down and you feel that your low back is actually popped up slightly. That's normal. That is your neutral spinal position, okay? Most people are not flat down with an anterior pelvic tilt, right? Your neutral spinal position is going to have a tiny bit of space between your low back and the mat, right? All right, so let's do that one more time. Start by pressing the low back down and tilting the hips up, all right? So you've got a little pelvic tilt, and you're going to press straight up to the ceiling. Push, push, push. Really stretching through the tops of your legs. Breathing. Chin is off your chest. How are we doing? Good. Okay, so pull this up so you can see what we're looking like from here. Okay, the bridge is here. The chin is off the chest. You're working through the back of the legs and the hamstrings and the glute muscles and stretching the front. And then one vertebrae at a time. Try to lower very slowly. Take it down. Very nice, very nice. Okay, let's reach for our bands. Let's start on the left leg today.
All right, let's take both loops. If you've got a band with handles, it's going to loop over your foot, okay, over your instep. If you don't have the band and you've got the pillowcase, it's here, right, for the help. Your right knee is bent. Your left leg is going to go nice and long against the mat on the floor. Take a big deep breath. On your exhale, lift the left leg and only go as far as you can and keep your knee straight. Okay, you want that knee pencil straight if you can. Adjust my handles. It's okay to if I can even use the term lock out. You can lock out your knee because it's not weight bearing. You're not standing on it. It's not bearing weights. It's okay to lock that joint out. And we're going to start in a 1 of 3. All right. So 3 being the most intense stretch. 1 is just a little warm-up stretch. Hold right here for a few minutes, a few seconds, not minutes. And let's just draw some little circles on the ceiling, or let's say this is as far as you've gotten with your leg nice and straight. Then your circles just go out in front of you, okay? And then reverse your circles. And hold. Now let's bring the leg all the way down one more time. Reposition. Tighten up your quadricep muscle. Make that leg nice and strong. And as you exhale, bring it up into a little deeper stretch, a little more intensity. A 2 of 3. Breathe. Try to relax your upper body. Don't bring more tension into your upper body, right? Even as we're working with the leg. So relaxing your jaw and your eyebrows and your face. Back of your neck should be nice and long against the mat, and your shoulders are down. So try not to use those arms too heavily so that you've got tension in your hands. One more time, drop the leg all the way to the floor. Big deep breath. Exhaling up to a 3 of 3 this time, okay? Your most intense stretch of the day. Pressing the heel away. Good. And now, right arm out is out for support in T position on the floor. Let the left leg drop open and the right knee drop open a little bit so that your cheeks and your low back are still on the floor, on the mat. Stretch that inner thigh out. Your adductors. Breathe. Stay strong in the core as well. Holding here. And on your next breath, go ahead and bring the leg back up. And we're going to switch hands with the band and switch supporting hands as well. Cross the left leg over the right leg. And optionally, if you need a little bit more from this stretch, you can slide the right leg all the way down to the floor and let it come over a bit more. Stretching your abductors, your outer thighs, and your IT band. Checking my time. I'd like to do a couple of hip circles today. All right, so holding tightly to your band, let's take the leg all the way down and then out and then up and across and over again. Let's do 2 big circles all the way. And when you get to the bottom, we'll reverse the circle. All right, so take it over and up and around. Good. And over, up, and around. Legs are together. Right leg is long this time. One more time, bring that left leg up. Nice, strong hamstring stretch for the left leg. All right, let's bend both knees. Bend the left knee, bring the right knee up over your chest, and switch sides with your handles. So place your band, or if you might have a yoga strap, switch it to your right side, okay? We'll be ready to go. Extend the right leg down. Left knee is bent. Flex the foot. Take a deep breath and bring that right leg up. 1 of 3, all right? So just a mild stretch, just kind of waking it up a little bit. We did a little bit of hamstring stretching in a seated position. That's the little circles. Let's draw those little circles. and reverse, and hold, and bring that leg down all the way one more time. Adjust, and bring it up. Now you're in a 2 of 3, so more intensity in the stretch. I caught myself with my knee bending a little bit. Don't want to do that, so maybe I don't need to go quite as far. So I'm going to keep the leg very, very straight. Keep breathing. Probably want to hold that band with 2 hands. Now, left arm out for support. Right leg drops open to the right side. Left knee drops open a bit to counterbalance it, and hold here for just a moment. Now let's do the opposite. You turn the right leg up, bring your knee back into position, switch hands with the band, switch supporting arms, and cross the leg over to the left side. Optional, slide your left leg all the way down to the floor. And a little bit of hip circles today. Bring the leg all the way down to meet the other one, out to the side, up and over, and across. And again, all the way around. Take your time. Be sure you're breathing. When you get to the bottom, we'll pause and reverse. Again, all the way down. And then one more time, hamstring stretch with the right leg. This time the left leg is extended to the floor. Breathe. Nice. Now, bend that right knee. Bring the left leg up as well. Slide the band off of your foot. Okay? We're going to do one last stretch on our back. So if you'll put your feet back on the floor where we were for the bridge, except this time, take the right leg and cross it all the way over the left leg, so like as if you're just sitting in a chair. Okay? You can bring your arms out for support as well. So with the right knee crossed over the left, I want you to drop both knees over to the right side. All right? Use that top leg to sort of press the knee down. A really big stretch here through your hip. Right? You might need to avoid this stretch if you've got hip issues. Try to keep both shoulders on the floor. Nice, and inhale. Bring both knees back up, roll back to your back. Uncross the right leg, place it to the floor. Take the left leg up and cross it over the right side. Take a nice deep breath in and drop both knees over to the left. Breathe. Both shoulder blades are still on the floor. And bring both of those legs back to the center. Uncross your legs. You have choices. You can roll to your side and press up. All right, or if you're feeling pretty spicy today, you can roll yourself up. Either way, we're going to come back to the center in a seated position. Okay. And again, I need some water. When you're ready. Our 2 favorite posture stretches, we're going to end with them today. Lace your fingers in the front. Turn those palms inside out. Press away from your body. Take a nice breath in and start to reach up toward the sky. Really lifting, pulling the shoulder girdle back. If it's available to you, you can also look up. Bit of a neck stretch, some extension in the neck. And then as you lower the arms and exhale, go ahead and let your chin drop down towards your chest and just let the back of, with the weight of your head, stretch the back of your neck. Bring your head up.
Take your hands behind your back. Clasp your fingers together. All right, sit nice and tall. Press down first, so your shoulder blades are down, your shoulders are down, and then lift those palms up. Breathe. Now just turn back to center. And as you release your hands, just let them rest. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Roll your chin forward. Bring the left ear around to the left shoulder. Roll your chin forward. One more time to the right. One more time around to the left. Back up to neutral. Good. Turn and look over your right shoulder. Turn and look over your left shoulder. Back to center, opening the arms, opening the chest. Shoulders are back and down. Big deep breath in. Exhaling, give yourself a big hug and a nice pat on the back. And once again, thank you for joining me. My name is Robin. I hope to see you again next week for another good stretch. And we may be in the chair next time or out of the chair and back to the mat. We'll see. Goodbye. Have a great week.